Hi, my dear Astro family. So today we are going to be talking about the upcoming lunation, which is going to be taking place in the sign of Leo on 12 degree, excuse me, 4th of August. And this is quite a positive lunation, actually. So I am very excited to break it down for you. But before we do that, you still have got 1 week to take an opportunity of having a discounted reading with me or taking webinars and courses on quite a massive sale. So you can get my readings up to 30%, courses also 30%, as well as webinars on 40. So if you would like to have a reading with me or you would like to study with me, then I've got plenty of courses and webinars available. So go on my website, AstroViktor.com, check it out. I would recommend booking in your readings because August is already filled up and September is getting filled up very quickly as well. So take an opportunity on this. Let's get started with this lunation. So this is going to be a general reading. This is Western astrology. Many people tend to ask me in the comment box, is it sidereal or Western astrology? And I practice Western astrology. I don't know much about sidereal astrology, so that's not going to be my forte. So if this channel is for you, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. It will be much appreciated. And as usual, I will be breaking this down for the 12 times as well for my paid YouTube members. If you are interested in that, I would be giving you weekly forecasts, breakdown of your week, as well as some free webinars also. So join the YouTube membership program. So this lunation in the sign of Leo, this is an exciting one. So it is happening on the 4th of August. This is a new moon. A new moon represents new beginnings. A new cycle is starting for you. And it's going to be happening on 12 degree of Leo. First of all, what you see in this chart, we've got a locomotive chart shape. And the locomotive is pretty much kind of like a train. So we've got the first coach and then we've got the last one. So one is pushing forward, the other one is pulling the train. And the leading planet of this chart configuration is actually Pluto. Now, you have seen Pluto, the leader in many of the locomotive lunation charts anyway, the last 1 year. So this is not the end of it. We're going to have a little bit more coming up as well, at least 3 more lunations that is being led by Pluto. And remember, Pluto is a very slow moving planet to start with. Secondly, it inspires us to make certain type of big changes in our lives, and changes don't come easily. So most likely, this is the reason why in the last couple of years, Pluto has been the leader of these locomotive lunations. So Pluto is the planet of transition, the planet of change. What Pluto wants us to do is never to look back anymore, kind of walk away from a situation completely and alternate your life, change your life in a very significant way. This is probably very prominent this time around because Pluto is on 0 degree. Now, Pluto has been in the sign of Aquarius for a while now, but it is retrograding at the moment. So it's sitting on 0 degree of Aquarius until the 2nd of September. And what it reminds us is that in order for us to have a change or a big change in our life, we need to be changing our perception. Now, often it is also about being scared though, because we have got an element of excitement coming with this lunation, but at the same time, the uncertainty about what the future brings, Pluto in Aquarius, could be something that might be actually holding you down. A lot of excitement comes from the fact that this lunation is in the sign of Leo, and Leo is party time. It's about celebration. It's the sign of celebrities. It's about having fun in your life as well. Now, what also you see in this chart, there are loads of fixed energies. So obviously we've got the Taurian energies, the Leo energies, those are fixed signs. And the fixed signs are all about getting out of your comfort zone, holding on to something as well. Sometimes it can talk to you about your fixed assets. So in a way, finances too. And Pluto might want to get rid of something that you have been holding onto. So Pluto is the planet of wealth as well as psychological traumas. So one of those, I don't think we want to be getting rid of wealth, right? We don't want to get rid of our money. But surely this would be a reminder that a psychological renewal is overdue for many of us. And sometimes what we need to leave behind is a physical object or something that we mentally own as well. So that mental ownership is sometimes a thought, an idea in the sign of Aquarius. Sometimes actually it's a dear friend of ours as well. So I feel like this lunation is very much a reminder to go with the flow, to enjoy life to the fullest because it's Leo, but it comes with certain type of questions. Are you fixated on, let's say, having too much fun? Are you fixated on being heard and seen and appreciated by others? It is a reminder that we are meant to be shining, to step outside of our comfort zone, to go on a world stage, to tap into our creative potentials. You might want to be asking yourself the question what your heart desire is. What makes your heart sing? Because Leo is the sign of creation. So you are meant to be creating something, giving birth to something that you truly enjoy. And the question here is, because this is fixed sign, how are you going to make it happen? So a creation is not just something that is kind of in our head, but we need to be able to see physically with fixed signs as well. So giving birth to something, giving birth to a creative project, giving birth to a child, as well as taking care of your own inner child as well. Leo is associated with self-identity. So how do you identify yourself? And is it a positive or is it a negative one? Maybe Pluto wants us to also change that. Maybe you are too bossy. Maybe you are too generous. Maybe you are too flamboyant. Maybe you are too proud. And you need to be able to put your pride aside. Also very interesting to see that the last few lunations, we have seen quite a lot of 0 and 29-degree activations. And this is the case in this lunation chart as well, because we've got Venus and Neptune on energetic degree as well. And Venus is actually interesting in this chart because it is sitting on the fixed star called Regulus, which is kind of like a royalty energy, but it has got a god of finger, a yod configuration going on, which I also want to be breaking down for you, by the way. So often what happens is that we would like to go ahead with something where we get pulled back. Venus is the planet of likings. So with being Neptune being in the picture, it's very possible that you don't know what you like. You don't know what your desires are. You don't know your own self-worth. You don't know your own net worth. And Pluto is there to empower you to figure that out. By the way, Venus is also going to be a huge factor in the Saturn-Jupiter square, which is going to be forming actually a ground cross between Saturn, Jupiter, Mars, and Venus. And Venus is in the sign of Leo. It could really talk to you about a change of heart. So as soon as it moves into Virgo, which doesn't have to be, you know, like by timing, it might be just 1 month for you and so on, even a year in a way, but you're going to have a change of heart. So for example, imagine that you have got a holiday that you have planned and somehow with that Neptune, you go back on your own words. Something comes up and pretty much dissolving that passion and desire within yourself. By the way, a new moon is always going to talk to you about, as I said, a new beginning. This would talk to you about kind of like the formulation of goals, the embracing energy of that Leo. So maybe you want to be concentrating on introducing new ways of approaching your romantic life, because Leo is about romanticism, or a new way to be creative. For example, the creation of money in a way as well, because Leo can represent self-employment as well. But Leo is also the sign of hobbies. So maybe it's the start of a new hobby. Maybe you want to be having better connections with your children, because Leo also represents children too. But one of the most important parts, I think, is working on your confidence level, working on your self-worth, taking pride in everything that you have accomplished so far. So celebrating the nice moments in your life, even though some of our lessons are quite hard, but remember, hard lessons are pushing you forward. We are all a unique identity. We are all unique individuals. And you need to be able to be proud of your unique talent as well. It doesn't mean that I'm not going to be taking responsibility for my life. And it doesn't mean that I'm going to be parking, for example, work and so forth. So it's not all about just having fun and so forth. I would say that this is you know, being like, if you want to do certain type of meditations, or you want to be inviting something into your life, what I would do is that I would meditate on being proud, being warm, being generous. Fixed signs are all about development. So developing a better self-esteem. Remember, you have got Leo somewhere in your chart. So the house position would be the area of life which needs to go through an element of improvement. So you need to be approaching that particular house position from a childlike point of view. So a child enjoys playing, it's being on the playground, going to the beach in a way, enjoying the sands rolling down on your body and so forth. To try to approach that particular house from a fun element point of view, rather than trying to force yourself to something that might not be, you might not like in a way, because then you are going to be feeling really much down on yourself. Also, um, we see that this lunation is actually having a trine to North Node. And North Node is in the sign of Aries. There is so much to talk about, because actually this North Node is being squared by Ceres retrograde, which is out of bound at the moment, and it's going to be lasting almost the entire year. So maybe I should be making a separate video about that. But it's about the nurturing the self. This is highlighting for you to express of who you are. It's shining light upon your path that you need to be taking. It's shining light on the road that you need to be on, the recognition of why I am here in this life, and in a way, embracing your true identity of that self. And also with that Leo and Aries energy, both of them are bravery. I mean, if you look at the Leo element, which is the heart of the lion, so this is about bravery. This is being brave to put yourself out there on a world stage. But one of the most important aspects to this lunation is actually the sextile to the Mars and Jupiter conjunction in the sign of Gemini. So you know what? Mars might be telling us that be straightforward, be direct about something. And the Gemini element is about speech. So maybe have a straightforward conversation with someone. Embrace the opinion of others. It's not always about being criticized. Sometimes this is about giving you a constructive criticism, which you take up on, and you might be able to integrate, fix, or maintain a situation in your life. This is about letting yourself to be seen, to be heard. It's encouraging you, again, to get out there. And because it's in the sign of Gemini, that is all about ideas also. So pushing through your own ideas and in a way, as I said, having an idea and then giving birth to it. The Leo energy is about demanding attention. And with the Gemini, which is about your speech patterns, so being heard and understood. And in a way, I have the right to speak about something, maybe speaking about your childhood memories, speaking about your parenting issues, and so forth. So ask yourself the question, who does not let you speak? Because that Mars might want to cut that person out of your life as well. Also, Jupiter is there too, right? Which is the planet of experiments. So maybe you need to be experimenting with different types of ideas and then be creative about it because the first one might not be working out. So we give a chance to the next one. In a way, this is also talking to you about taking a chance on yourself. And Gemini is also about connections as well, making friends, for example, working on social media. So again, the bravery element to make connections with others. And I'm going to be presenting myself the way I am without any type of sugarcoating. Now, talking about sugarcoating, that could be the danger of that Neptune Venus element there, which is, by the way, a quincunx. A quincunx is a 150-degree aspect, and usually it comes with frustration. But Neptune could be an element of sugarcoating something. We, we are a little bit deceptive. We present ourselves in a different way. You know, we might be presenting ourselves as a fun and outgoing person, but we might not be that. So it can lead to certain type of disappointments once we realize that the person we got to know is not the way how they presented themselves. Also, apart from initiating connections with others, this is about the acceptance of yourself. And once you are able to express your true identity with Jupiter, you are going to be attracting benefactors into your life. And those benefactors are kind of teacher archetypes. And maybe they are the ones who are going to be able to shed light on the path that you need to be taking. Remember, this new moon is trining actually the North Node. Also, this could talk to you about just surrounding yourself with the right people. Maybe you want to be around people that are clever, educated, well-read, or someone who initiates something that they have got an eye on. I would say that Leo and Gemini, it's a sextile, so it gives us the opportunity to align something. And here we need to be aligning our brain with the heart. Maybe we can say that we are meant to be speaking from the heart, having certain type of heartfelt conversations with others, or soulful conversations with someone that might be pioneering or triggering you, or you trigger them as well. Sometimes these expressions are through creativity, though, rather than words, such as I'm going to be dancing, singing, writing a song, writing a poem, or just kind of giving birth to a vase, and I'm going to be creating a vase, or I'm going to be doing a painting, and so forth. Of course, Venus, as I said, is on an energetic degree, and having that young yod configuration, also called the finger of God. So Venus is the planet of relationship, creativity, our likes and dislikes. Also, it's connected to finances as well. So this finger of God is going to last for a week, pretty much. But it started around the 3rd of August, and then it's lasting till about the 10th of August. But the strongest is on the 5th of August. So almost on the day of the new moon. And Venus is the focal point of this configuration. So on one hand, surely with Pluto, we need to be making certain type of adjustments. We need to be boosting all those Venusian elements, so the confidence level, the likes, the relationships, and so forth. How are we going to take it to the next level? But at the same time, with Pluto, we need to let go of something as well. And that Venus is all about attention seeking in the sign of Leo. So sometimes to receive the attention, we need to be able to give attention to others as well. Yes, the you can become very imaginative. You can become very creative with this as well. I mean, having Neptune in the part of it, those are all about create. Neptune is also the planet of creativity. So you can become very inspired to make more money. You can be very inspired to spend money as well. And maybe with that Mars, Jupiter, Gemini, we need to be able to find the right data and connections also. Maybe it's all about how I relate to others as well. And Leo is the sign of leadership. So how do I connect to leaders, world leaders, bosses, or maybe the head of the family, and so on. And then Venus is going to be moving into the sign of Virgo. So that's going to be still impacting this yacht configuration, by the way, but that's going to be a little bit more of a researcher. So it's going to be looking at the details. It's going to be like reading the fine line in a way, the small print, so that we don't make any type of mistakes. Leo new moon is all about celebrations, celebrities. This is the reminder for you that you are the king of your own life. Celebrate yourself, celebrate something that you have created or achieved so far. Um, this is about being confident about something and also bringing your creation forward to be seen by others. And as I said, they might be coming around, give you an opinion and certain type of criticism about it, but embrace those. That's going to be taking the project a lot further. Also, this also can be seen, by the way, by the from the Mercury retrograde perspective, which I made a video about, because it starts in the sign of Virgo, and then it's going to go back into the sign of Leo later on. And in this chart, Mercury is actually stationary, so it does receive a special attention as well. I also feel like with the Mars and Jupiter connection, because Jupiter is about expansion and Mars is the planet of like fire. So this is really about being extremely motivated, for example, to create fortune in your life. Maybe you're going to do that through learning, for example. So you are inspired to take a course. You cannot wait for that to be happening. You are very eager in a way to have a certain type of conversation with someone as well. Also, with this Leo energy also can represent radiation. So what I mean by that is that what do I radiate to others? What do they see of me? This is also about the creation of abundance, turning your hobbies into a potential source of money. This is about aligning with your purpose by enjoying something through joy. This is about a showy sign. So showing up. I'm going to give you a very interesting research I heard about recently, because this connects a little bit to that Leo element as well. They did a research and they put 3 glasses of wine in front of people and they put the prices of that wine as well, but they didn't give the name of the wine. And 84% of people chose the most expensive wine. That was the one that tasted the best. And after they measured their brain waves as well with certain type of machine, and 87% of the people actually thought that the most expensive wine was the tastiest. Now, the trick here is that each glass of wine were the same. But as soon as they saw the price, the brain started to think that that's the best version. That's the best glass of wine. So the brain believed it, the body believed it, and of course, the person believed it as well. So what I'm trying to say here is that the brain is such a huge tool. And I feel like with Mars and Jupiter conjunction in the sign of Gemini, it is also about programming your brain. And with that Leo element, programming yourself the way you want to be seen, because people are gonna believe you. Of course, the Sun and Moon conjunction in the sign of Leo, one is more about the conscious part, the other one is more about the subconscious level. So this is with the moon, this is about the deepest joy that we can actually experiment. And maybe with that Pluto being the leader of this locomotive chart, we do need to be doing a little bit of a research. But at the same time, the key here is probably simplicity as well. So being able to enjoy simple pleasures in life also. Um, so maybe another question with that Pluto is, do you need to heal something within your heart? Is there a wound there? Is there a pain that is holding you back? Now, this could be shown, of course, by the North Node in the sign of Aries, because we are meant to be tapping into our personal power with that North Node in the sign of Aries, but also the energetic Venus and Neptune could be showing as well. I would also say that this is giving us an opportunity to reveal yourself. Pluto is a planet of revealing energy. So revealing how much you can love, how important self-love is. This is about commitments made to accept yourself, no matter what is coming up in your life. This is about kind of peeling off the layer of the true identity. This is about having ways, figuring out how to show up in the world. But in order for you to be able to show up, you need to be honest as well. And Pluto is the planet of honesty. Sit down, start thinking about what do you want to get out of this life. Make intentions around it. Remind yourself why it's good to be living, why it's not worth giving up, and admit if you have failed, but also kind of like admit to life as well at the same time. So I really like this lunation. I think this gives us the opportunity to dig deep and to figure out our deepest desires. And if you do so, this is a brilliant lunations, I feel like. I think this is what I have wanted to share with you today. So I hope this reading helps. And as I said, as usual, I'm going to be breaking this down for all 12 signs for my paid YouTube members. So I hope to see you there. Thank you very much. See you soon. Bye-bye.